Hello everyone and welcome to Nervous Nessie. Today I wanted to talk about kind of my experience, but in general about booking a rental car. Booking a rental car has kind of changed over the years, but I wanted to tell you kind of my experience and things that I learned in booking a rental car for a trip that is coming up for me. And hopefully this information will help you out whenever you want to book your own rental car. When it comes to booking a rental car, it could possibly be the most expensive part of your trip. And this trip that I have coming up, it is by far the most expensive part of the trip. So, for example, my flights round trip was roughly a little over $300 round trip. Now, granted, it's not me going across country, but still, it's from California to Denver, Colorado. Roughly $300 and something round trip. The rental car for 1 week is going to run me around close to $1,000. And that is on the cheap end. I got the best deal. When I was shopping around, some of it was $1,500, almost $2,000 for the rental car. And that is not including the gas. It is very expensive to rent a car. And you want to keep that in mind if you're going to be renting a car. If you're going to a big city, yeah, you may think it's so much more comfortable to rent a car, but if you're having to pay for parking and of course gas, and then you're driving around and you're worried about maybe it's different traffic laws or something there, it may be better to not rent a car. But if you are going on a trip like I am where I have to rent a car, just be aware it's really expensive. Now, renting the car itself is one chunk of the money, but the other chunk of the money is the insurance. There are two different types of insurance that, well, technically there's more than two, but really all you need is the two different types of insurance. And that is the liability insurance and then the comprehensive insurance. One of those insurances covers if let's say someone steals the car or someone ends up, breaking into the car or there's dents or scratches. That is one type of insurance. But then the other type of insurance is if you get in an accident and it's your fault. Know which type of insurance that you need to get, either one or the other, and then possibly even both of the insurance. One way to save money is to check your own insurance plan. Now, I used to have car insurance that would cover me no matter what car I drove, whether it was my own personal vehicle or a friend or a rental car. It covered me across the board. But I also paid a lot of money for that insurance and never really got to use that benefit because I didn't really take road trips at that time. The car insurance I have now, because let's face it, car insurance is astronomical right now. So I lowered my car insurance and it does not include me driving anyone else's vehicle, including rental cars, which means that I have to purchase the other insurance. Now, do I want to take a chance on one insurance or both? I like having both. That way, if I buy both of them, I could literally drive this car over a cliff and zero money is coming out of my pocket. None. I just go, hey, go get your car at the bottom of the hill, and then I walk away. To me, I like that versus I could get the liability where it's someone breaks into the car and it's something that's not my fault. But then if I do have a car accident, I'm not covered. And a huge chunk of the cost of renting a car is that insurance. And they do it per day. When you go online and you look at the different car rental companies, it can change drastically. I saw where one of the companies, let's say just the liability, was maybe $15 a day, whereas another one was $60 a day. So when you're looking at the prices, don't just look at the rental itself, also look at the insurance. Of course, there are plenty of add-ons. Do you want to avoid toll roads and just pay a flat fee? Or do you need like a car seat? Do you want GPS? There's all kinds of add-ons. To be honest with you, majority of those add-ons you don't need. You could bring your own car seat and not have to pay for one. Probably if you have kids, you're going to need a car seat anyways. It probably is one that comes, off the stroller and you can use it as a car seat. Don't need GPS, you have your phone. If you want to avoid toll roads, simply put it in your GPS on your phone that you want to avoid toll roads. Pretty simple. But you want to keep the insurance in mind whenever it comes to renting the car. Renting a car can be kind of overwhelming. You know your flights, you kind of know when you want to leave, the dates that you want to leave. That's pretty easy. You can kind of look at hotels and, pick which hotel you want, probably the cheapest, maybe closest to the center of the city. But when it comes to renting a car, there's a lot of different things to look at. You have the different car rental companies. You have the different types of cars. Do you want a sedan, a mid-size car, a luxury car, a truck, a van, an SUV, electric, diesel, hybrid, regular gas? There's way too many options and it can be very, very overwhelming. You could have like a travel agent do all of the homework for you, but I have found one little tool that may help you to a degree. Like I said, there's plenty of car rental companies, but it'd be nice to be able to look at all of them at once, or at least a few of them at once. And going on the AAA website is a good way to compare 3 of them. And it compares Hertz, Dollar, and Thrifty. I called AAA and talked to them on the phone, and this is what they told me. Hertz owns Dollar and Thrifty. So it's all one umbrella company that owns all 3 of the companies. The way that it works is Hertz costs more because their car fleet is newer. It is cars that are 4 years old or newer are all at Hertz. But then once the cars get beyond the 4 years, Hertz ends up giving them to Dollar and Thrifty. So you're getting older cars. Why does that matter? Well, if you're just looking at price, then Dollar and Thrifty are going to be cheaper, hence the names of the companies. But if you're worried about maybe is the car going to hold up, like how old is my car going to be, then you may want to go with Hertz. But if you go on the AAA website, you can compare all 3 companies. You can choose which type of vehicle you want and put in the dates, and it'll pull all 3 companies up and give you a listing of everything and all the different prices. There's other different websites out there that you can also compare, but I like AAA because it's pretty easy to navigate. And even if you don't have a AAA membership, you can still go on the site and kind of compare. Just know that there are AAA prices and then there's regular prices. So it's kind of just an informational website versus actually going on there and going, well, this is the price that I'm going to pay. And then when you get over to the Hertz website, the price is a little different. It's just there for informational purposes. And if you have a AAA membership, then getting the rental car through them gets you better deals. The car insurance can be significantly cheaper if you book your rental car through AAA. For example, I can get $11 off per day just by booking my car rental through AAA. $11 per day, 7 days, you're talking $77 I can save right off the top for my trip. And when you're going to reserve a car, keep in mind what type of car that you want to get. Get one that works for you. If you're a family, you may want to get a van or an SUV. Most people will get the SUV. Maybe it's a cheaper option to get a van instead. Same thing goes for the different types of cars. Do you want to get a regular gas car, an electric car, or a hybrid? I would say try to get a hybrid if you can, because you're going to save on gas, especially if you're going to be using the car for, let's say, a week or more, or this car is for a road trip. Then you want to get a hybrid so that it saves you on gas. Just know that a lot of the different car rental places only have so many of the hybrid cars. So if you're going to book the car, you want to reserve it well in advance. I would say at least 2 months in advance if you're wanting to get a hybrid. Otherwise, they may all be booked. And if you're thinking, okay, I want to save the environment and get an electric car, which is a very noble thing to do, keep in mind of where you're going to be driving your car. If it's in an unfamiliar city, or if it's in a smaller city, you may have nowhere to plug this car in, and then you're stuck with a dead car. So if you're going to say maybe go to a national park or something, don't get an electric car, because the last thing you want to do is be stuck sitting in a dead car. When you go to book the rental car, also keep in mind, do you want to pay now, or do you want to pay when you pick up the car on the day of your trip? A lot of times there's different prices. It's usually a little more expensive if you wait and pay at the counter, but at the same time, it could be that you could wait and pay at the counter, but somewhere along the way, as you've reserved this car, the price has now dropped. And you can call and say, I want to go ahead and pay now, and lock in on that lower price. If you're a AAA member, you can call AAA, have them watch it for you, and they'll give you a call or email you and say, hey, the price dropped. Do you want to go ahead and lock in the price and go ahead and pay now? And also, if there is a possibility that you think maybe the trip's going to get canceled, or you're worried that something may come up and you may have to cancel the trip, it's better to wait and pay at the counter instead of paying ahead of time, where it will lock you in, and if you cancel, you can't get your money back. When you go to book the car, you also want to look into when you are picking up the car and when you are dropping off the car. So let's say, for example, I am picking up the car on Sunday at 10 a.m. and I'm going to return the car on Saturday, but my flight is not until 8 p.m. And I want to drive around and enjoy the city, so I want to say I'm going to drop off the car at 5 p.m. Well, because you picked up the car at 10 a.m. and now you're dropping it off at 5 p.m., even though it's on different days, they could consider that later drop-off time as an additional day. And so now, instead of paying for the 7 days, you're paying for 8 days. My advice to you on this is, whenever you're shopping for a rental car, play around with it. First, put in the ideal situation of, I want to drop it off at 5 p.m. and look at the prices. Find your car that you would want to actually reserve and see the prices on that. Then back out of the website, go back in and change it to where the pickup time and the drop-off time match exactly, 10 a.m., 10 a.m., and see if the prices change. If the prices stay the same, then go ahead and book your ideal times. But just know that it could jump up if you have different times. You also want to check for unlimited mileage whenever reserving a car. Most of the car rental places now have unlimited mileage on the cars. There are some that I saw that it was specific cars, maybe it's more of the luxury ones or the bigger cars. They say, oh, it's only so many mileage that you can put on the car. but you want to keep an eye out for unlimited mileage, because if you go over the mileage limit, you're paying per mile, and nobody wants to do that. And this last tip that I want to leave for you when it comes to renting the car is go on the website, find out which car you're going to be getting. Let's say it is a mid-size sedan and it tells you examples of the mid-size sedan that you could be driving. I don't know, a Toyota something. Then go online and research that model and make of the car. It's a Toyota, let's say a Toyota Prius. Then you can go online, look for a Toyota Prius and search for average gas mileage. Now, of course, you have city mileage and then you have highway mileage, which is two different things, but you can come up with the average between the two. And then you can do the math and estimate, okay, I'm going to be driving this amount during my trip. Maybe it's a business trip and you're going from the hotel to your meeting place and you're going to be driving 10 miles every day of the trip. Then you can do the math and find out exactly how long one tank of gas is going to last you. This is really good if you're going to be going on a road trip and using the rental car for a road trip. Go ahead and map out how many miles it takes to get from point A to point B, or if you're going multiple points, add it all up and then divide it by the average gas mileage. That will let you know how many miles you can get on a tank of gas. And then think about the area you're going to be staying in. Is the gas higher or is it lower? Usually in big cities, the cost of gas is higher versus out in the country, it's a little bit lower. And you can kind of estimate roughly how much you're going to be spending on gas for your rental car during your trip. If you're going to be renting a car anytime soon, or maybe you've recently rented a car, I would love to hear your experiences. Feel free to leave them in the comments below. And if you have any questions about the tips that I gave you today, feel free to leave those as well, and I will get to them as soon as I can. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and I look forward to seeing everyone in the next video. Bye!